Not everyone's gonna admit to this, but I hate being a mom sometimes, most of the time. I want to be selfish. I want to put myself first. I want to put my mental health first. But with a child with special needs, it's like, where do I have the time? Where do I have the mental capacity? I'm gonna flat out say it. I was not meant to be a mom, especially to a child with special needs. Like, no one tells you how patient you need to be. I have no patience. My anger issues is like a ticking time bomb. Like, it takes me so much to just hold it in until I can't anymore. And this is me when I can't. My son kept me up until 6 a.m. yesterday. I had 4 hours of sleep, if even that, with a pounding migraine because I haven't seen the dentist in a while and my tooth is just in excruciating pain right now. So there's that. This morning, I'm trying to have a good day. You know, I always try to be positive, but it's so hard. I made him waffles, something that he likes, waffles and syrup. Didn't want to eat it. Instead, he wanted cheesy bread. Okay, so I heated up the cheesy bread. Did not want it. Like, I literally went into the kitchen last night because I was so frustrated and just started banging my head on the cabinet because I just cannot.
So while I may not feel the same way that this mom does about motherhood, I can empathize with how she's feeling. I feel like there are a lot of reasons why a lot of women hate motherhood. And a lot will not admit it because everyone's in a competition to have the most perfect, ideal, great, wonderful life and be the perfect mom. I think it's partly the expectations that we as a society put on women. It's in general, but then when women become mothers, there are these expectations that are put on us as mothers that fathers don't have. Almost every mom I know would rather be a dad. No one expects dads to be up all night doing the diaper changes or handling any tantrums or doing the appointments for the doctors or the school stuff or any of it. If a dad simply just exists in the same house as his kids, he's given the award for the best dad of the 20th century. It's the moms who have to pick up all the slack, who are expected to. Moms are never expected to take a break, never expected to take a sick day. Moms are not allowed to have a man cold and get taken care of. And having all this put on you and you're not expected to ask for help. And when you do ask for help, you're like, oh, well, you shouldn't have been a mother if you need help. Whatever other snarky comment people make about moms wanting to take a break. When I go on a vacation by myself every year, and like clockwork, people, if I post it to my Facebook, people are like, where are your kids? They have a father. He knows their allergies. He ain't gonna call and bother me while I'm on my vacation. Most women don't have a village. It's like the village ups and runs away when you have a baby. I've seen this happen to almost every mom I know. I think about all the people I know, like close to me, that are mothers. I'm one of the only ones that has a support system that I can depend on. I'm one of the only ones that gets to take breaks. I feel extremely fortunate, but that should be a norm. That shouldn't be the exception to the rule. You've got a lot of burnt out mothers who are at the end of their mental ropes, with no room to breathe, no room to regroup and recharge. We end up with resentful, hurt, bitter moms who hate motherhood, who don't think they should have been mothers. And it's not just because of a personal issue with them. This is a much bigger issue in a much bigger picture. And I really think we as a society need to address that. How mothers have such little help. Mothers have to suffer in silence. Because if they admit to feeling defeated, they get this pushback. Oh, you're a horrible mother. What if your kids see this? If we were supporting mothers like we should, maybe they wouldn't come online so upset. Maybe they wouldn't be so burnt out and touched out. These are women begging for help, and we need to help them.
I don't know what's going on, but I just don't enjoy being a mother right now. I hate saying that, but it's true. Some moments I love being a mother. Right now, I do not like being a mother. And I feel so guilty for saying that, but it's just so hard sometimes. Like, the highs are so high, but the lows are so fucking low. And like, ugh. I'm actually so exhausted right now, but I can't sleep. You know, when they say sleep when the baby sleeps, I can't sleep. My brain is overstimulated. I'm hungry, I'm cranky, I'm exhausted. But I need to get done around the house. How do people have more than one kid? I do not understand. Ugh. Excuse me that I'm crying, but Braxton and I just went through a drive-thru and there was a car in front of us, a little older lady, and she paid for our food, well, Braxton's food, and so when I got to the window, they told me, and I said, okay, well, I'll pay for the car behind me, and I got Braxton's food at the next window, and then she stopped me as we were going, the car that was in front of me, and she said, they didn't make you pay for your food, did they? And I told her no, that I had just, I paid it forward and paid for the car behind me. And she said, you just look really tired. And she's like, everything's gonna be okay, Mama. I just really needed to hear that today. It had to come from a complete stranger.
I'm about to get real controversial on y'all, but I hate being a parent. And let me tell y'all why. So, your kids, like, you love your kids like more than anything in the world. Like, anything in the world. But they be your ops from the gate. It start with them, like, trading on you for their grandparents, right? So, like, you always doing something wrong to their grandparents. They always hungry when they see their grandparents because you don't feed them enough. You just the worst parent on earth, right? But as they progress, you just a horrible person every time they try outside the house. Like, you the ops to them. Like, they like their friends better than you. They like everybody better than they like you. But you like them the most. It's like the weirdest thing. It's the weirdest level of emotional trauma that I've ever had to experience in my life. And at this point, I just want a divorce from them. And parenthood is really the worst hood that I've ever been from. I don't know what to do. Somebody pour me a drink, please.
Love my kid. I hate being a mom. I fucking hate being a parent. Like, I fucking hate it. And I feel bad for saying that, but like, I wish someone would have let people with BPD know that like we really shouldn't be moms. Like, having a kid is too complicated. I don't want to do it. Like, I don't want to be responsible for this tiny human. I just want to be responsible for myself, and it's too late now. I didn't know parenthood was going to be like this. I didn't know I was going to be doing it all by myself with no support system, no family, no anything. I didn't know. If I would have known, I would have never done it. I would have never.
So if you're watching this clip, you probably had two reactions, and more than two, but the main ones, right? You probably had no sympathy for her. You're probably like, listen, she had 9 months. She had time to decide if she was going to have this baby or not. And now she's crying about it because, being a parent is tough and she acting like she didn't know, right? That's probably one of y'all's reactions. Other reactions could be empathy, right? Understanding where she's coming from. Don't even mean that you have to agree or feel like I felt that way before, but it's like I see how she could feel that way, right, as a mom. But whatever your reaction is, it doesn't change the fact that this is the reality for a lot of mothers, unfortunately. And it's not something that's talked about. And when it is talked about, it's always black and white. There's never a gray area. There's never an in between. It's either she knew what she was doing or damn, I feel for her, right? But I think what people aren't taking into account is key things that she said. First of all, she said that she had BPD. If you don't know what that is, that's borderline personality disorder, okay? It's also just being emotionally unstable, meaning 1 minute she probably did think this was a great idea, right? But now knowing that she has unstable emotions where she has a higher precedence of depression and anxiety, right? Now the baby is here, that's out the window, right? But we don't think about mothers who have mental health disabilities or mental health disorders undiagnosed. A lot of it is undiagnosed. And they're out here having children, and it is hard. It's hard. Another thing she said was she didn't know she would be doing it alone without any supports. Nobody thinks about that, okay? Nobody thinks about the fact that a lot of women are talked into having kids, okay? And when it hits the fan, no one's there to help. She has no support. So it's like at the baby shower, she had all this support, everybody eating up the food, everybody buying stuff. But then once the baby's here, that's it. No one's thinking about those key things, right? Gray area. That's the gray area with what she's talking about. So I just send her a lot of love and energy because it is hard. And I applaud her for putting herself out there like that.
Y'all do know y'all kids gotta see this shit one day, right? You do know a social media footprint is real, right? The amount of women that's in the comments agreeing with her is astonishing. And I don't just blame the women, I blame the men too. But the idea that you think it's okay to go online and say this, that like it's impossible for your kids to, like, how are they supposed to feel, the person that didn't ask to fucking be here? What? And I know y'all about to get in the comments talking about, oh, you just don't understand what's there to understand? She doesn't want the kid. She does not want this child. And she's told this to millions of people on the internet. How? What? That is crazy to me. I get it. You don't have help. The father's not there. Your family's not there to help you. But are we like surprised at what it takes to make a baby? Like, have we not figured it out? Like, you know the consequences of unprotected sex. Like, you get that. Like, you get that, right? You didn't go through with what could have gotten rid of the baby. You don't want to give it up for adoption. So now what? You gotta do what you gotta do. Or at the very least, not make a video about this about you not wanting to be a parent. All kids deserve parents, but every adult don't deserve kids.
Hey guys, so I'm currently on my deathbed, and I just couldn't help but come on here and say something, because am I tripping? Like, I find that this is such a great outlet for these women to talk about their feelings and all the taboo stuff that, you know, thus far we've kept under wraps. That stuff is so alienating, not speaking up about it. So now that they're speaking up about it, personally, I was so happy and so glad that they were doing that. But at the same time, do you guys think that this might be detrimental? Like, yes, it might help some women, but should we be doing it on social media? Will our kids really understand, or are we humiliating our children? A part of me does genuinely believe that people like to hide behind the, you know, your kids will not understand, or like, you think about your kids, or this, that, and the other. But I find that most of the time when the children do grow up, they understand. At the end of the day, we don't stay children forever. We grow up, and at some point we look back at our lives, and we, as healthy people anyway, can tell that our parents genuinely did the best that they could, or life wasn't as linear as we thought it was, or, you know, we grow up and we learn these things. So I don't know, I could be biased, but if I saw my mom falling apart saying she hated to be a mom, yeah, as a kid, it would mess me up. I would think that she's saying she doesn't want me and that I'm a problem and all of this. But after I grew up, I'm pretty certain I would know this is all about her and not really me. This is all to do with her feelings and what she is currently going through, and that would make me empathize with my mother. And then I would grow up even more and become a parent myself, and surely then I would understand even, I don't know, maybe I'm tripping. Like I said, y'all, is this okay to do? Is this a good, safe outlet, or are we tripping? Is there a reason why these things are supposed to be a taboo? I don't know. Let me know. Until next time, stay safe out there. Cheerio.
This is a wake-up call to the dads out there. Your partner, the mother of your children, is not doing okay. She's not an angry mom. She is drowning. She's overwhelmed. She's burned out. She's doing everything she can, and you're not helping enough. You're not pulling your weight. How do I know that? Because I used to be that clueless husband, that clueless partner. She needs your help.
Chica,